Welcome to my garage, guys. Today I'm going to give you 5 maintenance tips that everyone should be applying to their cars. These are maintenance and inspection tips. I know a lot of people out there are not into maintenance, and I'm not going to do DIY stuff for you today, but I'm going to show you some skills that you should be applying in your daily life and hopefully pass on to your kids as well. And I'm going to be using my Toyota Corolla Cross as an example, and also my Toyota GR Yaris, and I'll take you through these things that are going to be a real lifesaver for you. Now, today's video only requires 2 tools, so don't run away. There's just 2 tools. One is a trusty flashlight, any flashlight that you'd like, and then the second is probably going to be a microfiber cloth, just over here, but any lint-free cloth will do. So that's the only 2 tools you'll have. Let's get started. Okay, tip number 1, guys, you want to pop open your bonnet and you want to do coolant inspections. Now, a lot of people out there, they service their cars nowadays, guys, on a yearly basis. Often they're driving up to 15,000 kilometers before they service their cars. The interval on my Toyota Corolla Cross, for example, is 15,000 kilometers. My GR Yaris, the interval is much shorter. That's at 6 monthly basis, but regular economy cars like this are about 15,000 kilometers, which is a long time, guys, and that's a long time to go without looking at your coolant. So pop up your bonnet and you will see what you want to look out for is something called a coolant reservoir, something that looks like this. Now, how do you know? It's going to be a translucent tank and it's going to have a color of coolant in it. Different manufacturers use different coolant solutions, and that means the color can be different. Toyota uses red or pink coolant. Many manufacturers use green. I think blue is used as well. The telltale sign you're looking at your coolant reservoir is once you open it up, you will see a tank with a colored solution in it. It'll be translucent. Now, a lot of German cars, they'll use black or non-see-through tanks and they'll have a measuring stick inside. So that is a different situation. But what I'm about to show you here will apply to those cars as well. Once you locate that, you will notice that your coolant reservoir is going to have a min and max. Okay, you can just see it here. You'll have a min and max level. Now, all you have to do, guys, all you have to do is make sure that your coolant is between minimum and maximum. That's it. And as long as it's between min and max, you're okay. If it's not, you either want to give your mechanic or give your dealership a call, book your car in, or you could do something simple in the meantime if you're unable to book your car in that day or the other day, is get yourself the right coolant based on your color. So I've got my Toyota pink or red, whatever color this is. I've got my Toyota coolant. Get yourself some coolant. Undo the cap on your reservoir. Make sure your car is cold. You don't want to be doing it when it's hot and the pressure's up. Undo the cap and fill some coolant in. You'll be good. Don't overfill it, guys. Don't go above the max mark. Don't go, below the min mark. Try to keep it between min and max. That's the way to go. And then do book your car in so that the dealership can figure out, or the mechanic can figure out, why the coolant loss is happening. Remember, your coolant system is a closed system. You should not be losing coolant in a major way. Yes, some might go through evaporation or whatever, but that should not be enough to see a difference on your reservoir. So that is tip number 1. Okay, let's go into tip number 2. This is a really simple one. Everyone should be applying. I want you to be doing this every few weeks. Before you get in your car, guys, all you want to do is look at your tires side on. The best way to do this is look out for sagging. So you'll see on my front tire, there's a little bit of sagging, and my rear tire looks pretty good. What that tells you is that there's a pressure differential. Your rear tires are pumped up a bit more and your fronts are not pumped up enough. What you want to do is keep your tires all equal pressured, and you want to keep your tires according to the PSI that is on your tires. To find your PSI, or the pressure that you want to pump your tires at, you just look at your tire sidewall and you want to go around it until you find a rating. Now, my rating over here, I don't think the camera is going to pick it up, is 44 PSI. It can depend on summer or winter, but generally if it says 44, that's your max rating. I usually fill up a few PSI below that. So if my car says 44, I'm probably going to do 40 or 39 and call it a day. So that is tip number 2. Really simple, guys. You want to be checking your tires every so often, because a lot of people out there, they are running low on tire pressure, and there's 2 impacts. 1, their car might not be driving really good, but 2, they're losing fuel economy. I mean, the whole point of owning something like a Corolla Cross, something that's a hybrid, is getting good fuel economy, right? With my GR Yaris over here, I don't really care about fuel economy, but then I want to make sure my tires are pumped up properly so that I can do some good sporty driving. Obviously safe sporty driving, but that is how it goes. So that is tip number 2. I want to come back to the engine compartment because tip number 3 is really critical. That is checking your oil levels. With Japanese cars, with most cars, it's very simple. You pop open your bonnet, you want to look for a colored ring or a colored sort of thing, plastic thing popping out just near the top of your engine. It'll be really noticeable. This is what it looks like in my Corolla Cross, and this is what it looks like in my Toyota GR Yaris. And I'm going to shut the engine because it's pretty hot outside. Go back in the garage and show you what's done. We want to look at our dipstick, and again, you want to make sure that your engine is at a temperature that you want to take the measurement at. That depends on your manual, but generally you just want your car to be a bit warm. Shut it off and then do your inspection. It shouldn't be running really hot. There is a range. Your manual should tell you how to do it, but to be honest, even if you do it at cold, it is okay. How do you do it? Make sure your engine's not hot, and you want to take it out just like that, just nice and easy. Now, Toyota is notorious for having really long dipsticks for some reason. Actually, this one's not too bad. You will see on the dipstick that there are two little holes, and you'll see that part of the dipstick is dry. The oil should be between these two holes. Now, the reason I said you want to have a microfiber cloth, when you first pull your dipstick out, you want to wipe it all entirely, okay? And it should be lint-free, so you're not putting lint particles in your car. Wipe it off entirely, then you put it back in the engine and you do your actual reading. So you put it in the engine, you've wiped it off, now you let it rest, and then you pull it out. And now once you pull it off, you will have a clean film of oil. It'll show you exactly where your level is. If it's between the two dots, you're good. If it's below this dot and towards the end, you're low on oil. If it's above that dot, you've overfilled your oil, or someone has, and it's not that good. But that is a check, guys, that you should be doing with your cars very periodically. In fact, I check my engine oil on my economy cars like my Corolla Cross probably every 4 months. On my GR Yaris, guys, I try to do it every 2 months just to make sure that my car is not consuming oil. My BMW used to consume oil, guys. It was a terrible thing with German cars often, or with newer cars. Many times you won't have a dipstick. It's okay. They've got electronic gauges. You start your car up, you do it inside of the car. Make sure you're doing that periodically. Keep a habit of keeping that going. Next thing, guys, is you want to check your shock absorbers and your suspension of any leakages. And this is really easy to do. You want to see if any of that has any oil around it, right? You want to check for any leakages. If you see any oil, it means your absorbers can be shot. Now you can see my car is dry, very dry, and we'll go to the other side as well. We'll check for oil, and you'll see that looks good. I can't see any leaking oil. I can't see any leakages. That is something really important to do, because oftentimes people will overload their cars, or they'll hit a curb, they'll give it to a friend, it'll be back, it'll be driving weird, and they won't know what's wrong. And you want to be keeping an eye on your suspension. It is as easy as literally just sitting down, pointing a flashlight, working your way around, and seeing any signs of leakages and making sure your shocks are nice and dry. It's as simple as that, guys. Now, the final thing is doing a general engine inspection. All you need to do is look out for oil in your car. Oil is effectively the life force of your car. It's like oil to cars is like water to humans. They can't survive without it. One of the big things that can really bring a car down is when you have oil leaks. And a general inspection should just inspect your engine for visual signs of oil. I like checking near the valve cover, see where my flashlight's going, just sort of seeing any signs of oil there. Nothing's there. That's all good. Check near the floor pan. You shine a light, seeing if there's any drips. All clear. You check around the side of the engine. All clear. The manifold area should be pretty good. This Corolla Cross looks pretty decent. It's a Toyota, guys. It's not going to have an oil leak. Let's check out my GR Yaris. Now, my GR Yaris, very complicated engine. Unlike the Corolla Cross, this is a 3-cylinder turbo, almost 300 horsepower. This one I like keeping an eye on. Once again, you might want to pop open the cover, leave it as is. I usually don't really touch this cover. Want to look at your serpentine belt, see if there's any leakages around there. Nothing there. Look at the transfer case. Any leakages there? Nope. And in fact, funny enough, with my GR Yaris, I found that my water pump was leaking, guys, because I was checking for leaks, and I looked at the floor pan. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. I looked at the floor pan. It was wet, and I was able to take it to Toyota and say, look, my floor pan is wet. What's going on? And they found out that my water pump was leaking. That's why you want to be in your engine bay, just looking out for signs of small leaks. It's not going to be a massive drip or something that you'll be able to notice pretty easily, but if you've accustomed yourself to looking at your engine, inspecting it over time, you'll figure it out. I know A lot of you watching this, if you're not car people, the first time you open your bonnet, you'll think, oh geez, what am I looking at, right? What is this? When you keep doing it over and over again, you'll understand, you'll build up a knowledge. Watch my videos, you go on YouTube, you just learn about some basic engine components, you'll be able to figure out what everything is. You'll know what a dipstick is, you'll know what a valve cover is, you'll know if a car has a turbo or not, you'll know where your air filter is, which is over here, you'll know your fuse box. Today, guys, many people don't even know how to jumpstart a car. If you want to jumpstart a Toyota Corolla Cross, which is a hybrid, you actually have to go into your fuse box because it doesn't have a battery here. I believe the battery's in the back. Get used to it. Get in the habit of inspecting your car. I know we've got a lot of mechanics out there. I know cars are turning electrical. It's difficult to do that sort of work. If you form a habit, you will realize that an engine is a very basic thing. It's not complicated, and you'll realize that you can mitigate and foresee a lot of risks by going into your engine bay and doing your periodic inspections. I hope that helps. I'll catch you next time.